Okay.
Can hear me? Jeezy the Snowman just walked by.
Yep, thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
We should have rapped with him.
Good morning, beautiful people. It is Friday, January 31st, just 2 days before Super Bowl 54. We are live from Radio Row down here in Miami. The convention center has been flipped into what looks like a media paradise. Humans from all over the globe are here speaking about the football. Joel Osteen's here. I have no idea what he's talking about. We just saw Jeezy the Snowman walk by. I informed him that no less than 4,000 of my workouts he has accompanied me with, and he said, thank you, sir. And I would like to return the favor and say, no, Jeezy. Thank you. Joining me down here, that's Diggs' laugh you heard, at Tone Diggs. I believe this is your first Radio Row. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is.
And Ty Schmidt is to my right. This is his first Radio Row as well.
Yep.
Cuban Zito is down cutting cameras alongside Evan Foxy. And our first guest, I believe, is going to join us right now. This is the perks of being at Radio Row, from what I've been told. The man that's about to join us right now is here for Smoothie King, who he has a long time been a fan and a partner of. Smoothie King is obviously the greatest smoothie restaurant brand in the history of smoothies. Mm-hmm. This man, though, has basically every single quarterback record that you could possibly want and ask for. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, Super Bowl champion in this city, quarterback of the New Orleans Saints, with a question mark as his future, one of the greatest to ever play the football, Drew Brees. Let's go, Drew!
What's up, Pat? How we doing?
Drew, I can't thank you enough for joining us. I know you're a very busy man, very successful man. Thanks for bringing me a smoothie. I'm on a diet. This is good because Smoothie King does that for you.
That's right. There's plenty of fit and health and wellness smoothies. And so I'm not sure what your fitness goals are at this point.
I need to lose about a good 40.
Well, I brought you the starting point. Rule of the day. Today's day one.
I appreciate you, Drew. You're a good human. All right. I saw you at the Pro Bowl. My first time getting a chance to interact with you. You were nothing but professional with every single person. All of your teammates say Drew Brees is this outstanding individual. Now, you're at a point in your life, though, where the said outstanding individual who has every single quarterback record you could potentially want is at a crossroads almost. You're at a point for the first time in your career, I think, where everybody is wondering what the hell Drew Brees is going to do. And my question is this. The last time you and I were in this city together, okay? The last time you and I were in this city together, it ended with me walking off of the field, okay? There was confetti flying. And I walked into the most miserable locker room I've ever been in my entire life. And the last image I have before walking into the most miserable locker room I've ever been was you up on the Jumbotron with your baby, okay? Celebrating, and I might have called your baby dumb before. It's not a dumb baby, very smart baby. You and your baby up there celebrating a Super Bowl victory. Now, is that what you're still playing for? Is that moment right there? Is that what the contemplation is? Is I want to relive that moment with my kids? Is that what you're still playing for? Is I want another Super Bowl moment?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And the thought of whether or not you're going to play is going to come down to what?
Well, I feel like there's a process, right? It's not like you just wake up one day and say, yeah, I'm going to retire,
Yeah.
Especially when you play this long. Listen, I have such a love and a respect for the game. And for the longest time, you just imagine yourself playing forever.
Yep.
Right? And I kind of did this math in my head recently where, I just turned 41 years old, but I've played organized football for 30 years, right? So 3/4 of my life has been devoted to being the best that I could be at football. And that structure in your life that football gives you, right?
Yep.
And every decision that you make in your life is based upon you as a football player, like what you're going to eat, right?
Yep.
What you're putting in your body, your sleep habits, your training, your recovery, I can't do that because,
Yep.
it's all about being the best football player that you can be. And so, listen, that's a huge responsibility, right?
And commitment.
And then it's also scary to think, man, if I walk away from that, well, where's the structure now?
Yeah.
Listen, now there's no doubt. I got a plan for life after football, right? I feel like my next chapter is going to be even better than this previous chapter.
I agree.
Right?
Smoothie King, Jimmy John's, I believe. You have a lot of other business interests.
Exactly. And so many other passions and hobbies and things I want to pursue, and time with my family and coaching my kids and watching them grow up and being an even bigger part of their life, because obviously football pulls us away a lot, right? So, but I also understand the opportunity, right, that I've been given. I'm so grateful to have been able to play 19 years thus far in the NFL.
Hell yeah.
So, there's just a process, There's just a process, and over the last 3 years, especially, I've truly taken the approach, like, man, I'm just playing it 1 year at a time, and I'm not going to take anything for granted. I am going to enjoy it a little bit more.
Yep.
I'm going to take
walkthroughs, everything.
The locker room, the flights home after a big road win. I'm going to enjoy it more than I ever have. And you know what? I have. I've had more fun playing football the last 3 years than I ever have.
The last 3 years, though,
yeah,
devastating endings to the season. Devastating, by the way. Each and every single year. And I think this is the impressive thing about you. And I got a chance to play with Peyton, who at his peak years was an older age, right? And I heard you do an interview where you said, as you get older, your body is kind of getting slower down, but your mind is getting better. So you're doing everything you possibly can to keep your body as good as possible because your mind is at this peak level.
Yeah.
And you have played at this incredibly high level for so long, even in the last couple of years, whenever everybody would think maybe you'd tail off a little bit. You have not at all. Now, will the devastating endings to the season, is that a part of the decision-making on whether or not you go one more year? Is that something that you have to think about? Like, for instance, you go to overtime with the Vikings, and everybody says maybe a push-off, maybe not a push-off. But then you got the damn Minneapolis Miracle, then the phantom pass interference. Are these the things that maybe a bad taste in your mouth is left at the end of the season? You're like, I still got it in me. I still got to go another one. Is that something that gets into the fray of the thought?
Yeah, I think that's. Listen, we all want to win it and ride off into the sunset, right?
Amen. I think you can too, by the way.
Yeah. So that's the ideal scenario, right? And forget that. Listen, there's always something to prove. Like, I can sit up here each and every year and tell you, man, I still got something to prove. I'm still going to play. I can make that justification every year, and in that case, I play till I'm 65. But like at some point, there's a lot more that goes into it, and really, when I walk away from this game, it's not going to. I don't want it to be because I can't play anymore. I don't want it to be because there's 32 teams saying, it's time to go. I want it to be on my own terms, and I want it to be because, you know what? I've given everything I could to this game while I had the chance. I'm so grateful for those moments and those relationships and everything that came as a result of football. But now it's time for the next chapter. It's time for me to spend more time with my family.
I don't want to talk about your retirement too much, but that is the big story surrounding you because you're one of the league's greatest players of all time. So that's going to be something that's talked about. I'd like to celebrate the career that you've had. You not getting voted into the NFL's top 100 list was one of the biggest crimes I've ever seen in my entire life. My entire life. I made no sense to me. But being a guy that likes to prove things and prove people wrong, is that something that you would put in your back pocket and be like, you know what? These sons of bitches. is that something at this point? Super Bowl champion, you have all the records. Is that something that even matters to you? You're going to be a Hall of Famer, guaranteed Hall of Famer. Is that something you even think about?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this question first.
All right.
Well, short answer, yes, a little bit. Listen, okay. I love ammunition. Like,
yes,
give us more ammunition.
Let's go.
But seriously, you'd say you're a historian of the game, right? So that was a hard job. That's a hard task.
Terrible.
Right? To find
eras,
the top 10 and these, and you're evaluating eras. And listen, I have great respect as you go through the eras for many of these quarterbacks, right? And when you look at them, arguably, man, during these times, they were doing things that nobody else had done up to this point, right? So
trailblazing.
They were revolutionizing the game, right? And then inevitably the next era comes, and they do the same thing.
Yep.
And then the next era, and then now we're looking at Patrick Mahomes going, has anybody played the game like this, right? Or, Lamar Jackson. And so, man, like the game evolves, right? And I just think it's cool to say, man, you were one of the guys that helped revolutionize this game, or you were one of the guys who did something that nobody had ever done before, or did it for, so much longer than anybody had done it for at such a consistent level. I think there's so many guys that are in that category, and it's impossible to put it into a top 10.
Well, Drew, you revolutionized.
But then you're forced to.
Yeah, yeah, you revolutionized again. Yeah. You did. You should have.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
My guy Diggs over here, big fan of yours, has a question.
You had a viral moment earlier this year when you gave a pregame speech to Purdue. Quarterbacks, D-backs, wide receivers, you list them all off. But I don't hear punters and kickers. I don't know if they cut the video off.
What was that all about,
do you just
Drew?
not respect punters and kickers?
Drew, what was that? Oh, Thomas Morstead says he loves you. And then I watch that speech at Purdue. You're like, you know what?
Right.
Everybody on this team's going to do good today except for the punters and the kickers.
No.
What's that all about?
So I'll be honest with you. So, they first of all, Morstead, I love you.
Yeah.
Will Lutz, I love you. Zach Wood, long snapper, I love you.
Good teammate, by the way.
You guys you didn't mention the long snapper.
I know.
Here,
I'm a
did
terrible guy.
you?
Let's get back to you not mentioning.
You need that guy, by the way.
Agreed.
Okay. So, they had asked me, hey, would you give us a pregame speech? And so for, a week, like I'm thinking about it, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? Just kind of grab something from the moment, and, you're interested to hear what the coach is saying to him, kind of reemphasize that. And so I get in the locker room, and still, like, leading up to it, it's like I kind of have a few points, but, there's just that flow that you're going to go with, that you're just seeing how it's coming together. And as I'm in the locker room, I'm looking up, and they have the position. Well, they just have the position groups right there, and so I can direct my focus. Yep. D-backs, right, linebackers, QBs. They kind of had their sections, right?
Yeah.
Well,
so this is
now
Purdue's
that I
fault.
think about it, there was not a section.
This is Purdue's fault.
I knew it. They didn't have a sign that said, "Hey, punters." You guys hang out over here next to the Gatorade cooler, or kickers. They just didn't have that. So, yeah.
They set you up for failure.
There was no signage to remind me that punters and kickers were part of the team.
All right, I respect that. You got to get out of here. Before I let you go, defense wins championships, they say. This weekend's game, Superb Owl 54, is a massive defense versus offense situation. Do you think Patrick Mahomes has what it takes to beat that defense, or is the Kansas City Chiefs defense going to be able to stop Kyle Shanahan and that offense? In your eyes, how do you think you see the game going?
That is a great question.
Thank you. That's a good show.
I'd say better than a good show. I'd say a well above average show.
Hey,
hey,
we're gonna clip that. We are gonna clip that. Clip that, please. Clip that, please.
Is that Cuban Z? What's
Cuban Z? Cuban Z.
Hey, yeah, let's clip that. I think the number one priority is that the Chiefs can stop the run game for the Niners, because I think we've seen this all year long with the Niners, that if you cannot control that run game, man, they will run wild. I mean, look at the NFC Championship game, right?
Yep.
Jimmy threw it 8 times. All he had to throw was 8 times, right? Yep. And Raheem Mostert, where did he go to school? Oh, Purdue University.
They hate kickers there.
Rush for 220 on him, right? So, listen, they are going to run the football until you stop them. So that is priority number 1 in this game. Stop there. But, man, I'm really interested to see this Kansas City offense and what, they're how they're going to try to, contain these playmakers that they've got.
You got to go. Who's winning?
Yeah. I'd love to see Andy Reid.
Me too.
Get her in.
We all would.
Yeah.
By the way, I think Andy Reid said he was going to go on a diet. I think it's starting with Smoothie King with our guy, Drew Brees.
Will you run that over to him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers.
Drew, I appreciate you so much. Legend of the game, man. Absolute legend of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, Drew Brees. Thank you so much, Drew.
Yeah.
We're 2 minutes late. I apologize on that. He's got to get going. Hey, Drew, you're the best.
All right.
He just dapped up Cuban Z. Hey, have a good one, Drew. This is a very good Smoothie King, by the way.
Is it?
It's Nutter Super G.
Oh, that's good. I've had that.
It's very good. If Drew Brees says I'm going to get healthy with this, I'm a big fan of that. Lot to take in there. He said year to year, right?
He just confirmed it. He's coming back.
He's coming back for a year.
He's coming back.
I mean, I don't want to break any news here, but I believe it sounds like he's coming back for about a year.
I mean, you called it. You said he's a guy who's a chip on the shoulder guy. He's talking about loading up the gun. He's got the ammunition.
But then he also mentioned on a couple occasions like his family and everything like that.
That's true.
I don't think he's made his decision yet, but I'm excited to see it. We have to get to a break due to the fact that we have Carson Palmer joining us in about 5 minutes. Before we get to that, though, there's this guy in Philadelphia that we've been hearing about for years. And I've been telling you all about his diamonds. If you've ever been to Philadelphia, you've seen it on the billboards, you've heard it on the radio. I hate Steven Singer. He's been making it too easy to buy gifts for over 4 decades. How many years is that, Diggs?
40. I think. 40.
Final answer. A lot of questions in there. Valentine's Day is here. You're probably thinking I'll just get her flowers again, but flowers die and end up in a trash can within a week. Give her a gift that lasts as long as you love. A real 24-karat gold dip rose from Steven Singer Jewelers. Picture it. A real long stem rose preserved and dipped in 24-karat pure gold. This real rose will last forever and comes with a lifetime guarantee. Shipped for free in a beautiful gift box with your own personalized message of love. These roses won't wilt or die. They don't even need water and will remind her each and every day of your love. If this is your first, Steven's Signature Red Rose is a classic and only $59. Go online to IHateStevenSinger.com, click on the roses, and become a hero this Valentine's Day. That's IHateStevenSinger.com. Steven Singer Jewelers, one place, one price. Let's get to a break. Carson Palmer on the other side. You're listening to the Pat McAfee Show live from Radio Row.
He delayed. That's what he said. That
What's going on, brother? Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I'll slide by. Well, how deep in there are you?
hey,
All right, I'll sprint in. Noon, and then I got eyes in at 12:30, but I'll sprint in. My guy, good to see you. Appreciate you, man. What's that? Oh, I thought I was a dead man. Appreciate you. Hey, how you doing, Logan? Cool setup here. What's the white? Oh, I had to. Mr. Palmer.
my fault.
Sir, great to see you. Hey, you were on, not that you don't right now. I mean, I would never want to start this. You were on television yesterday. You look like you're 15. You look like you look younger than that.
15 years old.
16.
CBD, man. CBD cream. Fountain of youth.
All right, that's how I'm going to intro you. I'm
My
gonna say,
dad literally texted me the other day and goes, I love CBD cream.
it's the best, dude.
He's smart.
Hey, for a long time, by the way, wasn't allowed.
Is it allowed now?
Yeah, everywhere. But for a long, like, Indiana was cleaning shelves if people had CBD because it was illegal. Think about how stupid the world is.
Silly. Silliness.
Hey, I'm going to ask you about Bruce Arians' offense.
Yep.
How easy would it be for Phillip Rivers to just drop in there and do that?
Okay.
And then obviously Patrick Mahomes, how he's going to do it? I appreciate you, Carson.
Yeah, what are you drinking? There's a little frappuccino?
Drew Brees brought me this, but so.
That was nice. They didn't. I brought you a cocktail. You didn't get that?
Check,
yet?
check.
No, it must be.
Sound guy drink it.
Yeah.
Sound
Do a
guys.
mic check real quick.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
17, 18, 19, 20. My mom just told me that she can hear me. She's listening at home. We're on break. They can hear you.
Oh, interesting.
Carson, don't
Sound
say
guy.
anything.
Sound guy.
You're on
Where's the
mic
sound
right
guy?
What did Carson Palmer just say? Will they count down us back?
I don't know. He's got to figure that out.
We can't hear anything, Carson.
But they can hear us.
This is a total shit show in between my headphones right now.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah,
John,
you're
we
back,
can't
John.
hear you. You sound good. Oh, really?
He had to switch the feeds.
Oh, so Drew Brees sounded bad there? I thought we had good radio.
No, he switched it over so they use the YouTube feed.
That's why it was delayed.
Right.
Got
Check
it.
1 2. Check 1 2. Check. It appears it is the way it's wired.
There's no chance this works.
Where's Mike?
What?
That's a Mike
This?
question.
Yeah.
Everything you're about to say right now is going to be very good. Nobody's going to be able to hear it.
No, you're not going to air it?
Nobody's going to hear it. Just remember that. So just let them fly.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of expected that coming on your show.
Just let them fly out there, dude.
Just let them go.
Just let it
Bing,
go.
Bing, 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 bing.
This also doesn't work.
The music?
Yeah.
We're doing good.
I think they changed the login.
Hey, I saw Young Jeezy earlier.
Did you?
Yeah.
I just saw the Old Town Road.
Yeah,
he
Lil
walked by
Nas.
while we were
Right here.
Yeah, it was.
What was he wearing?
That's Lil Nas. That's what he
Cowboy.
does.
That's.
But
okay.
he walked by while I was talking to Drew Brees about Drew Brees' retirement, and it took everything in me to get up, be like, "Cool, Drew."
All right, you know what threw me is when my daughter started singing that song, and then I found out what was going on in the song. I heard the song a million times. I didn't know what it was about.
Yeah, I got it.
What's it about?
Yeah, what's up, Don?
We're hot. We're hot.
Are we hot?
Yeah, we're live. There he is. He's back. Guess who's back? Back again.
Taller than I thought.
A lot taller. He's big old boots, I think.
Yeah.
What a hero. Hey, congrats, man.
Back in 30.
Congrats. Congrats, dude. Good for you, man.
You want? I mean, you want?
He's
Yeah.
made all the
Actually,
money.
when we got like a.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter until the
yeah.
hard out, right? At this point.
I bet your daughter sings very well.
She's got a terrible voice, but it sounded even worse when I figured out what.
Carson Palmer quoted as saying his daughter stinks at singing.
Yeah, she know. I tell her all the time.
Oh,
She got my voice.
Hey, how long you been with old Cadenwood here?
A year.
Oh yeah, we're on the radio.
There we go.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. It's great to be here.
I'll call you back.
It is Friday, January 31st, live from Radio Row, and joining us now with Level Select CBD,
Yes, sir.
a man who
Cadenwood
was
product.
what's that?
A Cadenwood product.
A Cadenwood product,
There you go.
former NFL quarterback of the Bengals, the Raiders, and the Cardinals. A lot of success in all those places. Most importantly, the Cardinals, though. Heisman Trophy winner Carson Palmer is here on behalf of Cadenwood and Level Select CBD creams and roll-ons, which are perfect for alleviating muscle pain and stiffness. That's what you do, I believe. You look younger than I've ever seen a human at your age look.
How old do you think I am?
Right now, you look like you're 12.
That sounds so good. Thank you.
You're
You
on
just
TV.
Made my day.
You were on NFL Network, I think, yesterday on one of our TVs. And I walked by, and I had no idea who the hell it was. And I walked up, I was like, is that Carson?
Is that a male model? Who is that? Is that Brad Pitt?
You did. You looked exactly like that. You look damn
You
good.
are very flattering. I appreciate that.
All right.
Did I tell you how amazingly good-looking you are today?
Well, that would be a lie, and I don't want you to lie on this show, okay? I want the truth. And the truth of the matter is this. You played at a very high level for a man named Bruce Arians, okay? Bruce Arians, by all accounts, has had a lot of success with his offenses and his quarterbacks in a lot of places. I heard you give an interview, though, about how it is to be a quarterback in that system and how Jameis Winston, although he had a lot of success, there's probably a lot of room to grow in the knowledge department of that offense because it's so intricate. Am I accurate in saying that?
Yeah, just the experience of being in that system and having an offseason to go back and watch himself play 16 times and learn from his mistakes. I mean, there was a lot of yards. I think he led the league in yards. He had 30 or 31 touchdown passes, but he threw 30 picks.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many picks I threw in my first year, but it was a bunch in his system because there's no easy throws in that system. There is no three-step game. Everything is long, deep, play action, 5-step, 7-step drops, posts, digs, deep down the field, long developing plays. It's a really, really difficult offense to come into in year one and just light the league on fire. If Jameis is back, I expect those picks to be cut in half.
Okay.
And he'll throw for 5,000 yards again, easy in that system.
Okay, so we said, and I believe the whole world said, that watching Jameis Winston play football this year was like watching a lightning rod, okay? He controlled whether or not the Buccaneers are going to win, and he controlled whether or not their opponent was going to win because of how many picks he threw. You're saying that in that offense that you had a lot of success in, next year, if he was to be resigned, now granted, I don't know if they're going to sign him for 30-some million a year. I honestly don't know if he's going to do that. But let's say they do resign. You're saying he's going to be a much better next year than he was this year.
Much better. I mean, a big part of that system is Mike Evans and Godwin and OJ and Ronald, what's the tailback from SC?
Darby.
No, not Ronald Darby. Rojo.
Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones. The
Johnson.
running back in that system is phenomenal. So I like the weapons. I like the style of play, the aggressiveness. Bruce isn't a guy, you play for him. He's not going to try to, on one drive go 80 yards on 13 plays. He's trying to go 80 yards on 2.
Yeah. Now, if Phillip Rivers, who has moved from one moved to Los Angeles, moves from San Diego to Florida, and apparently, allegedly, there's been interest between the Buccaneers and Phillip Rivers because it's Florida and it's closer to family. Is that an offense that an OG could pick up rather quickly and become a good quarterback in?
I'm a huge Phillip Rivers fan. I think he's one of the more underrated quarterbacks of my generation. He's not the prototypical Bruce Arians, strong-armed, long ball, a lot of touch. Phillip is phenomenal. He doesn't have the arm that you would want to build that system around, but he is so good at playing Phillip Rivers' game. He knows he can't chuck it 65 yards. Consistently on a consistent basis, he can't do that. But Phillip in that system, combining him with those receivers and just his knowledge and his experience and his expertise of playing this position, I think he could go there and have a lot of success.
How much fun would you have had in an Andy Reid offense?
Well,
with these weapons,
yeah,
they go 5 wide like a track meet. They got every play is on the docket.
And they also, you want to talk about easy completions? They throw 6 to 8 screens a game.
What's he saying?
Average,
what did Carson Palmer just say? He just said Patrick Mahomes has made money off of just easy completions.
There's no doubt about it. He's going to make a lot of money off of a lot of completions and I think 78 touchdowns in 2 years. But their screen game is really, really good, and that is the X factor against this defensive front in San Francisco. You can't just sit back in the pocket and let them pin their ears back and come after you. Andy does such a good job. He runs screens to the fullback, the tight end, all 3 receivers. So he's not, you're not a sitting duck in Andy's system sitting in the top of the pocket. You don't know where the quarterback's going to be. Is it a screen? Is it a run? Is it play action pass? They're very, very difficult to stop.
A lot of people talk about balance in football, and Andy Reid has been one of the most unbalanced offensive coordinators in the history of the game and enemy. Like 76% of the time they throw it. But if you use that screen, it's just an extension of the run game, right? That doesn't get added into the entire thing.
It's a run. You're getting the ball into your playmaker's hands. Travis Kelce's damn near a tailback when he's got the ball in his hands. Tyreek is like a tailback when he's got the ball in his hands. Sammy Watkins, you can go on and on down the list. They have so many different players that they all are interchangeable. So sometimes Kelce's in the backfield, sometimes he's at tight end, sometimes he's split out wide. You can't get a bead on where individual players are going to be to double them very often.
Carson?
Yes?
This guy's name is Tone Diggs, by the way.
It's not so much a question as much. I just want to apologize for. I'm from Pittsburgh. I just want to apologize for anything bad that anyone in Heinz Field has ever said to you, anything bad that the organization has ever done to you. I just felt like
as a representative,
should apologize to you for anything that they've done.
It feels good. I've had a chip on my shoulder from a handful of things fans have said to me in Heinz Field, and it's now I just feel like this weight has been lifted off. So thank you.
Because of Tone right there.
Thank you. Yeah.
Just that moment right there?
Yeah, just that was what I needed. I've been waiting on that.
The combination of me and the CBD cream you really feel like you're lighter now.
I do feel lighter. Apparently I look like I'm 12, so that's always good. I can't get into a bar tonight if I look like I'm 12. I have an ID though. I'm good.
Miami, you'll be able to. Super Bowl week, you'll be able to do whatever. Whenever you were at the Bengals, obviously, Bengals-Steelers, quite a rivalry there for a while back in the day. Not so much here in the last couple years, I guess. The Bengals as an organization, though, nothing much has changed since you've left. Nothing much has changed.
Nothing much has changed since Boomer left on the next stage over here in the late 80s. But did you guys see Polamalu? I just saw Troy Polamalu. Did you see him walking around? He's here.
No.
He's here.
With his hair?
He's in a blue shirt.
He was a nightmare. He's ruined my dream.
He is the epitome of a first ballot Hall of Famer. He was so awesome. He was my roommate in college. I had to practice against him every day in college. And then I had to play against him, unfortunately, twice a year when I was in Cincinnati.
Let's talk about Polamalu real quick. And
Polamalu?
some other players that you played against. You also had to play against Ed Reed over there in the AFC North. There's a lot of incredible safeties. His instincts are what made him so incredible. Obviously, athleticism and ball skills and tracking, ball hawking. But his instincts feel like him and Ed Reed had these things that they just knew what to do, when to do it. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I personally think probably the two best safeties to ever play the game, and so different. I mean, you think, okay, they're both Pro Bowl safeties, but Troy played down in the box. He was taking on linemen, making plays in the backfield in the run game. Ed was deep. Ed was reading the quarterback's eyes. He was reading the quarterback's footwork. He was seeing receivers' routes and concepts develop and jumping on them. And Ed and Troy, I thought what separated them from everybody else I played against is they could go from being in a back pedal to putting their foot in the ground and running forward. And they both are 4.3-ish guys. They were running 4.3 in 2 to 3 steps. Most guys, I ran 4.3, but it took me like 10 to 15 yards to get up to 4.3 speed. But those two guys would plant their foot in the ground and drive on a ball or a ball carrier, and they would be running full speed within 2 steps.
Best player you ever played with?
The best player I ever played with, I played with LaDainian Tomlinson in a Pro Bowl the year he won. He was the MVP.
Doug Flutie said that yesterday.
Man, I've never, and on the field in the Pro Bowl, you're playing with the best guy at every position, and I was just handing the ball off, and I wouldn't even carry out my bootleg, and I would just turn around and hand it and watch him go to work. And he was so quick and explosive and playing at a different speed than everybody else on the field, and everybody else on the field was the best at their position.
That's interesting. You played with Larry Fitzgerald, right? Can you believe he's still coming back?
Yeah, he might.
Year after year.
$10 million guaranteed, just another year.
He's worth every penny. I mean, what he brings to the locker room, what he brings to the organization, aside from what he's doing on the field, Larry hasn't slowed down in the last. Larry's been the same player for the last 15 years, the last 10 years. He's not the same guy, the 04 Larry that was, 19 years old, 20 years old. But he's slowed down a little bit because he's in year 17 or 18. But for the last 8 or 10 years, he has not slowed down. He looks like he's 32 still.
And I think as you get older, you get smarter, right?
No doubt. I mean, what he's gone from being a dominant single-side receiver, and now he's playing inside where he's not running one-on-one routes. He's getting double covered. He's blocking linebackers. He's cracking on defensive ends. He is an absolute problem in the run game for defenses because he's got 225 pounds, and when he grabs on you and grabs you and is blocking you in the run game, he's an asset for the run game for the Cardinals.
Hey, that's a man out there.
That's a big boy.
Hey, who's your favorite center that you ever took a snap from?
Ooh. I play with a guy named Richie Bram from West Virginia right when I came in the league. That was amazing.
You loved him. He was greatest.
I play with Eric Guychek. I play with AQ
awesome.
Shipley, who I know you love. That's my guy.
Yeah, okay.
Q's my guy.
All right.
I can't put a favorite on it, but I have a handful of favorites, and AQ's right near the top of the list.
Is Level Select CBD your absolute favorite, Carson?
It's absolutely my favorite. It's a do you have hip issues? Knees. Okay. Can I leave this with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Drew Brees brought me a drink.
Well, I'm bringing you. I one-upped him. I'm one-up Willie today. Level Select CBD. You can buy it online at selectmylevel.com or levelselectcbd.com. It's been a game changer for me. It enables me to ski and hike and bike ride and do all the things I want to do and do them comfortably.
I didn't know you were an outdoorsman, a frontier guy.
I live in Idaho, man. I live in the mountains.
Oh, it's awesome.
I've heard that place is awesome.
It's amazing.
Never been, but I've heard.
Come do a show in Idaho.
I will.
Do it.
I will.
That's our More Cows Than People tour.
Yeah, we're going to do a More Cows Than People tour. We're going to go to Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, Idaho, Nebraska.
I mean, come on.
That's what we're going to do. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to rub and lather the hell out of our bodies with Level Select CBD. Ladies and gentlemen, absolute superstar quarterback, Carson Palmer.
Thank you.
Carson. Hey, I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks, guys.
I got to read this ad, Carson. Unless you want to. No, you can't because you're with them. No, you're with them. You literally can't. This is another company.
I don't get paid if I read that one.
Well, we do. When's the last time you were driving through a storm and thought, wow, I love not being able to see a damn thing, Carson?
All the time. Oh, never.
That's right. You probably haven't. Now driving in bad weather doesn't have to be a headache thanks to the new Michelin Endurance XT Silicone Wiper Blades. These blades last through everything. To prove it, Carson, Michelin just put their new Endurance XT Silicone Wiper Blades to the test on a world record-breaking 16,000-mile drive.
Man, you're good at reading.
From Alaska to Argentina, we're not done yet. To show just how durable these blades are, Rainier Zeitlo was the man behind the wheel, and he put the Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades through ice, snow, rain, thunder. Have you ever heard about wiper blades surviving thunder?
Never.
Well, these ones do, and win, and the blades took all of it. These blades are crafted for extreme weather performance with an advanced quad-tech 4-layer coated silicone that repels water, snow, and ice, and lasts 2 times longer than other blades. The Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades are real-world proven for extreme weather performance. Upgrade to the Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades today, only at Walmart. Ladies and gentlemen, Carson, you are the epitome of class, sir.
Thank you. And you're really good at reading.
I've never read a book in my life, believe it or not. Twitter, though, I read a lot of Twitter.
You're good at the Twitter?
I'm pretty good at the Twitter. I like reading the Twitter. My mom and dad say it makes me dumber, but I don't think it's possible.
No way.
All right, we got to get to a break. Friday, January 31st, live from Radio with Carson Palmer. You're the best, Carson.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, man. Good to see you, as always.
You too. We're probably still live.
Oh, are we?
You want to say anything to any of the people?
Yeah. What would you like me to say? Do you want me to read that?
No, you can't, because
Okay.
you're with. I don't want you to ruin your deal.
Good to see you, man.
Hey, I appreciate
Can I leave
you.
this with you?
Yes, please.
Try it.
I will. I actually will.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you, Carson.
Appreciate you,
Man, thank you.
Hey, Carson. You're damn good. Are you going to do the TV?
No.
Just going to go to Idaho?
I don't want to travel.
I respect that. Set up something in your house.
Come to Idaho.
I will. Thank you.
All right, so we're back at like 10, 40, 15.
My guy. My guy.
Hey, you know what I've learned so far?
What's that?
If you're a quarterback, your hands are large.
Yeah, you got to be able to spin it, dude.
Big time measurement. Yeah, we got you, Don.
Don, we hear you.
Kristen
Oh, yeah.
Erica, the guest booker.
Pat, very nice. Thank you so much. What a lineup we put together. Pat, very nice to meet you as well. Thank you so much.
You just let us know again at 1, Don.
Oh, what kind of picture? Really?
Now we're talking.
Yeah, we're from Columbus. What's your cousin's name?
Doing the best we can. Is it?
Oh, yeah, also. We definitely mispronounced the last name.
Is it on the radio?
Olchek?
Nope.
No, Olisap. Well, she was like a second grade teacher for a long time, but my cousin Matthew.
We probably disrespect.
My
What's that?
40 twins.
Somebody yelling at me? Hagen, what's up, man? How are you, brother? Hey, thank you so much. Love what you've done for us. Very, very thankful. Shows have been really good. Who do we hate? Oh, we're live. Can't say.
Man, could
Hey,
have.
very nice. Have a good one. Thank you so much.
Phil could have sent that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Earlier.
What? Yes, sir.
I know. I was gonna say could have sent that about 10 minutes earlier.
What if he holds out and doesn't go?
Hey, just ask if they've ever thought about switching jerseys pregame, playing as the other person.
Hey, we're still live, huh?
Yeah, there's.
For those of you that are listening at home, know that it is a complete cluster truck going on right now up here. And we just met the person that had booked for our show for the last 3 months. Very nice lady.
Very nicely.
Very nice lady. Carson Palmer, very calm, cool, mild-mannered individual.
He is.
But boy, he looks like he's 12.
I would have never guessed that he lives in Idaho.
Me neither. What's that?
Good.
Who, him? He doesn't want to travel, he said.
I was gonna say, I think he made.
Bruce, what do you got? You got coronavirus?
I think I have Corona Light. I need a wine.
He gave me an elbow earlier. I went to-
Yeah, I'm much better today. I was in the hotel. I went to bed at 2 o'clock.
Greeny was sick.
Nothing sucks worse than traveling.
Being sick on the road is. I love this guy. Hey, sir. What's your name? Anthony, as soon as this hour is done, I'm going to come to you. Can you wait 22 minutes? Hey, you look better in that than I do. No problem, man. Yeah, we got Eisen at 12:40. I don't know where his set is. I have no idea. He's a good dude. He's in an interesting spot right now. Good. That's very good of you, too, because he's a talented dude. Yeah, before you say anything, we are live. Bruce Gilbert of Westwood One.
There's one PD from San Antonio.
You got it.
Trying to talk to him.
I met the program director of CBS, David. Yeah, yeah, good guy.
He's in New York. He's the guy who introduces that.
Got it. You let me know.
Okay, I'll try it. Would you
Yeah, commercial before. Yeah, because at noon, I think if I get stopped, I'm going to be in a bad spot. Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Hey, good hair down there. Are we back?
Not yet.
We were live on it. We were live last break, I guess. My guy, Don.
He's dropping in and out, so.
Apparently the audio's good now.
We got to go. Appreciate you, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
Sunday, I'm going to New York Sunday. I'm going home tonight. And then I'm going to sleep at home for 2 nights. And then we go to New York for last Get Up appearance of the year.
Yep, we got you.
Yeah, next Sunday.
All right, cool.
Oh, you're going to bounce. Oh, yeah. You should come over here and you should piggyback on here.
I will.
That'll be a funny.
Oh, wait, there's 2 of you?
These are all done. Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show, live from Radio Road down here in Miami. I believe the horse from the Old Spice commercials is over to our right. Mm-hmm. There is a massive empty CBS Sports Network stage directly to our right. Ty Schmidt, Tone Digson, Zito Foxy and I are just hanging out, talking very dumb things into a microphone. Just had Carson Palmer on, had Drew Brees on him before that. A lot of great conversation about maybe the future of a couple guys. Talked about Jameis Winston's future down in Tampa and that whole thing. We talked about Carson living in Idaho. Talked to Drew Brees about his future. I mean, we've been off to a hot start, and we said hello to Young Jeezy and Lil Nas X.
I mean, you can't really ask for much more than that.
Lil Nas X, Young Jeezy, both gave us a salute and said hello. I will run with that for the rest of my life, Tone.
If we're scoring this, I'd say we're undefeated.
I agree. We're undefeated. There's a lot of sets that might be bigger than ours and might have a little bit more production, but what we're doing with what we got right now, it's not the size of the tide, it's the motion of the ocean. I told Sam that as soon as we started dating, and it works in this particular situation as well. Marlon's man is here. Good for him. And our next guests are joining us now. They are identical twins now.
Oh, this is going to be awkward.
This is going to be incredible. This is going to be great. These guys...
I'm not moving.
Are here for, yeah, you are. You're getting the hell out of the way. For Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. To celebrate the launch of Mountain Dew Zero Sugar, watch the Super Bowl commercial. It's going to come out. It's going to be great. Twins Devin and Jason McCourty will make their mark on Radio Row in style at Super Bowl 54 in Miami. The duo will join Mountain Dew in support of their Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Super Bowl ad that reimagines horror film. You guys are a part of a horror film?
Not exactly. We weren't in the movie. But
here it goes.
Oh, here we go. We got
stuff we got.
Smoothie King. We got some Mountain Dew.
Go ahead and get that, man.
Level CBD here. We're really doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, Devin and Jason McCourty.
I appreciate it. This is a nice intro.
Hey, you guys are great football players, good people, and you're here for Mountain Dew Zero Sugar, which we are a big fan of. The Super Bowl ad is going to be an incredible one, I assume?
Yes. Yeah. With Cranston and Tracy Ellis Ross. So already came out yesterday, so you'll see that Sunday. It's a pretty cool commercial, too.
Hey, commercials in a Super Bowl are a big deal. I like the fact that Mountain Dew right now is promoting how good their Super Bowl commercial is. That's my favorite.
You got to have that confidence.
Smoothie King came in and said, hey, try our stuff. We'll make you healthier. Level CBD was like, you'll feel better. Mountain Dew, everybody knows how damn good we are. We just want to let you know our Super Bowl commercial
is just as good.
Is going to alpha everybody else.
And it's been a while since they've had a Super Bowl commercial, so they're like, we're back, but we're about to crush this again.
Okay.
Trying to tell the difference.
There are differences.
Yeah. To us, we don't look alike.
At all. Well, that's just buffoonery.
We don't really. When we were kids, we looked like, I can't even tell. But now it's easy.
Identical twins, obviously. My brother's 4 years older than me, and we look alike, and I say we look alike. So you saying we don't look alike.
Is that because he's young, he looks younger, or because you look older?
I look older. I've lived. You know, I've lived a little bit harder. So I'm going to guess here. Devin, Jason.
No.
Devin, Jason.
Yeah.
Okay, Devin sitting directly next to me, Jason on the far side here. Devin, you are a free agent after this year.
Yep.
It feels, and you are still locked in with the New England Patriots.
Team option.
Team option. Okay, so let's assume they're going to pick you at a hell of a year. You two playing together, is this the first time you play together since
Yeah, last year was the first time since college that we had played together.
And how was it? Did you enjoy it? Did we like it? Did we hate it? What was the experience?
It was awesome, man. We used to carpool to the games. Our kids, we live across the street from each other. The kids will wake up and just, I want to go see my cousins, go hang out for the day at his house. Don't have to clean up, you just leave. So we had a lot of fun all year just doing stuff that brothers do, and we haven't been able to do that for the past 9-10 years.
Okay, so if the team option stays with Jason, let's assume you're going to re-sign then because of how much you love it.
I like it. You set that up pretty good, man. This guy, he used to play football. He's been doing this for years.
Pretty good, huh? I think.
As much as we love playing together, we always know this business is about individuals. So there is no twin dislike. The Morris twins, I think, did that when they were playing for the Suns. They tried to do a joint, we will be doing his money is his money, my money is my money.
I mean, he'll be getting a lot more than me, so I don't mind.
Hey, you guys should share an account maybe in your eyes.
Exactly.
You guys do share a Twitter account.
Yes.
Mom only has to follow one account.
Oh my God, you guys are the nicest kids of all time. So not only are you representing the best Super Bowl commercial, not only are you superior athletes, now you're looking out for your mom in this technology world that can be harmful on the older folks of our society.
They don't want to have to go through all of that.
How's that work? You both have logins. If you have something to say, do you have to run it by the other one?
No, you say whatever you want. But sometimes it does get annoying if one of us says something that brings the attention that I don't want to see or something. It's like, bro, why'd you tweet that?
Yeah, you're ruining us.
You're like, why do you tweet that?
The brand.
Bad for the brand.
Yeah.
Hey, not good for the brand of the McCourty twins. You were quoted in a conversation saying that you enjoyed Joe Judge a lot. You liked him as a person. You wouldn't mind seeing a reunion. I believe the headline said Devin McCourty teases potential reunion with Joe Judge, which is smart, by the way, by you in his free agency world. What did the Giants get whenever they signed Joe Judge as their head coach?
I think Joe is very prepared. He goes over everything. It gets to a point, punter. But when you're like a guy on offense or defense and you got to go to a special teams meeting and Joe Judge is showing.
You kicked off, too.
Thank you, Jason.
But you surprise on
I feel like I have a favorite.
But you got on my nerves because you had all those fakes. We watched every fake you've ever done every time we played you.
That's Virginia all back.
Is that real?
We watch. I've seen guys college onside kicks. We've watched if a guy's younger, he's like, he's only had 3 attempts in the league, so we'll go watch the other 10 attempts he had in college.
Super prepared, super diligent.
Yes. So I think you bring that to coaching, you have a shot. And obviously with the Bill background, and I thought his opening press was probably one of the best ones you'll ever watch. So, but I think that's a lot. Like Matty P in Detroit, Coach Flo in Miami, all those guys I had great relationships with. So.
Now, Jason, you played for the Titans, am I right? No. Yes.
Yeah. I played against you.
Yeah. So a lot of times.
You beat him a lot.
We blocked the punt, and I recovered it in the end zone.
Oh, my God. I tore my meniscus on that play.
You're doing good now.
Jason, thanks, man. Really appreciate what you did to my career. It's awesome. I got this level CBD here. No, whenever you go to New England, though, right? And obviously you have an inside source here with your brother.
Yeah.
For me, for instance, there's always this mystique about playing in New England, how it's different than playing everywhere else. What did you learn from going from the Titans organization
to the Browns first, and then
to the Browns
16 to New England?
What is it about the Patriot way that is ultimately? What is it about the place that is so much different than other places?
I feel like more of that is a myth, but they care about football, and you focus on football. So I leave Cleveland. We had to wear Cleveland Browns gear at every meeting. Be 5 minutes early to every meeting. Yeah. I get to New England, you wear whatever the hell you want to the meeting, and you get there before 8:01 if the meeting's at 8 o'clock.
Isn't that interesting, though? Because you would think the opposite.
Yes.
You would think that New England would be like, hey, this is exactly what you're wearing. You're going to be here for this. Instead, it's the teams that stink that are doing it.
You're focused on winning. That's not going to decide.
I remember when
winning.
I first got there, and I'm sitting in the locker room, and the meeting room's right across the hallway, but the meeting's at 8, and I'm like, bro, it's 7:58. No one in the locker room has moved. I'm like, what? And it hit 7:59. Everybody was like, all right, 59. And then guys slowly get up and start to walk in the meeting room. So some guys will walk in and it'll just turn 8:01, but you're just walking in, no problem.
That's insane. I would not have thought that at all.
Yeah.
That is wild to me. Okay, with that, that changes it. Joel Osteen radio's here. Why is Joel Osteen radio? Let's get back to
Crushing it, though.
Crush big ass.
Crushing it, yeah.
Big
That's what I said.
ass set over there. That guy. Have you seen his church? He
Yes.
goes 22,000 deep, 30,000 deep in that thing preaching the Lord.
And it was next to Shade 45 radio station.
And
So it's
Jenny
like-
McCarthy.
Yeah.
He's sandwiching between Shade 45 and Jenny McCarthy. Give that good talk. All right. Before Diggs has a great question for you. He thought it before the show, and I'm proud of him. I want to ask you this.
He was ready to ask this question.
Well, in 1 second. If Tom Brady leaves, okay, you're a free agent as well. Needs to get talked about more, by the way. Devin McCourty, also a free agent. People need to talk about more. If Tom Brady leaves, do the Patriots still succeed in your eyes because of everything that Belichick has built up there? Who has more success without each other, Tom or Bill? Or is it kind of a mutual thing?
I
Have to be mutual.
Yeah, from being there, I think it's mutual. It's kind of fascinating because I think everyone, it's like the question everyone asks, and like you wouldn't even though you think about it, it wouldn't even be like we'll have a chance to see it until now. Like he actually is a free agent. So now, I think everyone does think like, dang, maybe these two guys want to see how good they are without each other. So I don't
Why?
know.
Why?
I mean,
Wait, are you saying that is not a thought? Jason McCourty from inside the New England Patriots locker room just said that why would they want to prove? Because I think there's always going to be the asterisks next to both of them. And by the way, not their fault. Not their fault. It's Joel Osteen's fault. It's all these people's fault because the thought is always like, well, Belichick won because he had the greatest quarterback of all time, and then the other thought is, well, Peyton was there, Aaron was there, anybody they would be able to do it with Belichick. So there's always that aspect of the thing. So you would think that there is a chance that they think that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think when you're as great as they are, do they get annoyed by that? I don't know. Like
I don't know
sometimes
either.
you might. Like, I don't know.
He
But
eats avocado ice cream.
he's a different breed. That's why he will probably play till whenever he says. Like he is a different
Cool dude though behind the scenes.
Yeah, super cool. Like he's one of the guys. Like you guys make fun of him. Like if he wears something that like is probably like top of the line, Tom Ford.
He had that Uggs deal.
And guys don't like especially Jules. Jules gets on him harder than anybody, and he'll laugh at so he's definitely one of the guys.
Great, Diggs.
I'm going to ask you guys not to lie to me since you already lied once on this show saying you don't look like each other.
Yeah, they are known liars.
Have you, and if you haven't, will you, switch jerseys pregame and play as each other in a game?
I just feel like I'm too good of a football player to do that. I'm not. I refuse to let him be me.
You can't play corner.
Was your entire life, obviously, everything was a competition. Football was the thing that you guys made money doing. What was a very heated competition growing up?
One-on-one basketball games.
And video games.
Who was better at basketball?
I was.
Oh, so that's how this goes, huh? How was video games?
Both of those will always end in fights.
Yeah.
Like basketball one-on-one, we wouldn't even keep score. It would go until it was just a fight.
Where are you guys from?
From New York.
Nice. Hey, Mountain Dew's Super Bowl commercial this year? Best commercial out of all.
Best commercial. Check it out. Make
Zero
sure.
sugar.
Zero sugar. So if you want to get healthy, you're on the keto diet, but you still want the energy that Mountain Dew brings you. Mountain Dew Zero Sugar with the best commercial out there. Is that accurate?
That's accurate.
Great taste.
Might win an Oscar.
That's what people are saying. They're going to win an Oscar. Where are you going next year? Devin? Skarnecki is gone. Joe Judge is gone. Tom Brady's gone. Dynasty's dead. Are you going back to New England? Or are you going to
Well, you don't make that sound very good to go back to. I mean, dang.
Don't let me sway you, bro.
Dang.
You go get your money wherever you got to get it. You're open for all offers, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think once you play a season and you become a free agent, then you should enjoy being a free agent and see what that looks like. I think that's what you, like mentally as a player, like we all know, like being in a contract year is a big deal. Like you don't want to get hurt. You want everything to go right. So I think once you go through that, it's now you owe yourself to see how it works out.
Hey, go get that bag, man.
Oh, man, it's the Long Brothers.
Yeah, it's the Long Brothers. Young Jeezy walked by here earlier.
Dang.
Lil Nas X. I mean, those two guys right there.
Those are like my favorite brothers, man.
Really?
Yeah, like Chris and Kyle.
So you hate the Gronks, you hate the Boses?
They're just not the same level.
Yeah, well,
and if you ever meet Howie Jr., better than both of them.
that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Better
Ladies
than
and
both those
gentlemen,
guys.
with Mountain Dew Zero Sugar, one free agent, one team option agent, the McCourty twins. Appreciate you guys so much.
Appreciate you having us.
Okay, first hour has been jam-packed here. I can't thank the McCourty twins enough. I can't thank Mountain Dew enough. Smoothie King came through in there with Drew Brees. Hey, you guys, good luck.
Appreciate it, man.
Go get the money, man.
Keep killing it.
Hey, I'm gonna try. Hey, very attractive men, but they look very different.
Exactly. Like there's no way that their mom can even tell them apart.
No, I think they do look different. No, they look very similar, but I think they do look different.
I was looking the entire time. I couldn't find one difference.
We got to get to a break. We got 25 seconds, although we have no countdown in our ears and no music. We're kind of, I don't want to say free balling, but we are going commando out here with zero communications with Grand Central Control. Second hour is going to be great. Aaron Donald will be joining us. Matt Patricia and Nate Burleson to send us into a Super Bowl weekend in beautiful fashion. This is the Pat McAfee Show.
station, 2 hours of magic, let's give it a go. Ladies and gents, it's the Pat McAfee Show. It's the Pat McAfee Show. It's the Pat McAfee Show.
Yes, it is. Bachelor legend Chase Rice on the intro there. We are live from Radio Row down here at Super Bowl Live in Miami. A lot of stars coming out and walking by. In the first hour, we had Drew Brees talk about his potential future and the decision-making behind all of his retirement talk. Then we had Carson Palmer. Then we were joined by the McCourty twins. In this hour, we have Aaron Donald slated to join us for Pizza Hut.
Pretty good.
Which, hey, so we all know that we are a Pizza Hut show.
Yeah, best pizza chain in existence.
In existence, the best pizza chain in existence is Pizza Hut. Their wings don't get sold enough. Great wings as well. Also, Matt Patricia will be joining us and Nate Burleson, all live from Radio Row down here in Miami. Joining me at Tone Diggs. Diggs, you've enjoyed this experience of being at Radio Row. This feels like this is your type of thing.
It is. You know I love being down here. You know I love rubbing elbows with people in the industry.
I can't believe it. He said that with a straight face until there was that moment of silence. At Ty Schmidt, your first time down here, what is your take on the cluster truck that is happening all around us, including, but not just, the Joel Osteen radio show being sandwiched between Shade 45 and the Jenny McCarthy show?
Yeah, for one, there's too many people here. There's
Lot of
way
people.
too many people here. But I am actually really impressed. When you watch it on like TV and stuff like that, you don't get the controlled chaos feel. Like everything kind of looks like, I mean, we 5 minutes before the show today, like we had no idea if we were actually going to be on the radio per usual. That might just be us, but
Our guy, Mike Manning, put it all together. We're very thankful for him making this come together in a beautiful fashion. Attaboy, Mike Manning. And also joining us, Cuban Zeke has his entire Cuban flair on. He has a hat, a cigar, and a Hawaiian shirt. Zito, does it feel good to be back in Miami?
Yes.
He doesn't have a microphone. Fox is down there as well. I think everybody here is sick of talking about the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's trying to talk about everything but the game at this point. Storylines. Tom Brady's Instagram post. Tom Brady, what is he going to do? Tom Brady, where is he going to go? All I know is that Tom Brady has been playing this game perfectly. And when I say perfectly, I mean absolutely perfectly. Everything is calculated. Everything is cerebral. Schefter reported, according to my sources, that post had nothing to do with the future of Tom Brady's NFL career. It had something to do with it. There's at least a little leverage to cause a little panic. Now, granted, he wears his watch on his left hand. I think he was walking into the stadium. Schefter said there's a chance that might be a part of a commercial. What if that commercial is an Under Armour commercial where he's saying, hey, this is potentially the last time I walk into this, but I have more mountains to climb or something along those lines?
Exactly. It's like taking out a full-page ad in the city of where you played and saying, hey, thanks for everything. Thanks for
you're
everything.
saying that was his goodbye?
Yeah, it's like a goodbye, New England. Thank you for everything commercial.
I have sources, and I did see that it is potentially part of a commercial for his comeback for one final season.
For where?
New England.
No way.
My sources was a tweet underneath of that post of a guy who has a cousin in the locker room.
Okay, we talked to Devin and Jason McCourty, who were in the locker room, both of them in the first hours, and they had no idea what was going to happen. Joining us now, bringing 2 boxes of the best pizza in America. Oh, my God. This guy grew up in a town right next to us.
He did.
He and I lived very different lives. He would go on to become an absolute physical specimen and the greatest defensive player to potentially ever play in the NFL. He just got broken off by the Rams last year. Well-deserved. By all accounts, the best defensive player in the NFL. D-tackle from the Los Angeles Rams. He trains with knives in the offseason. Here on behalf of Pizza Hut, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Donald. Let's go. How are you, man?
I'm doing real good, man. Can't complain. Just working.
That chain is beautiful.
I appreciate it.
No problem. You deserve every single thing about it. We grew up in Plum, so we very much appreciate and respect the hell out of where you come from and what you've been able to do.
Right.
I need to ask this question immediately. When you started training with knives, how did we get to that? Like, how did we just dive straight into the knife training?
Oh, it's plastic knives. It wasn't real knives.
Oh, no.
Hey, babe. You didn't think that was real, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
It was plastic. No, I ain't gonna play with no real knives, but it's just something. No, I ain't gonna play with no real knives, but it's just something different. Just outside of the box, just trying to find different ways to just work different things and trying to find ways to get better.
So I get a chance to watch Robert Mathis work for a long time, right? Robert Mathis, undersized guy, was out on the outside. His hands were what made him so good. His ability to be able to knock an offensive lineman's hands down was something that made him great. Obviously, his ability to lean and everything like that. For you, I've talked to offensive linemen who've had to play you, and they have nightmares thinking about you. Your hands, you're quick, you're explosive, you're the entire package. At what point did you know that, hey, I'm going to be the most versatile defensive lineman to ever play football? Was that something you've always had in mind, or was it just something you kept adding to your game and adding to your game?
Well, over time you pick up different things as far as pass rush moves, from learning from different coaches, technique wise, and just learning and just absorbing things, and you just as time go on you work different things, you get better at it, and then you kind of get your own little complete arsenal, your best thing that you're great at as far as pass rushing to different things you got to do to try to split a double team. So over time, just learning, having great coaches, having great teammates around me. So just been working.
That the people on the other side of the ball are just scared to death of you.
Sometimes.
Is that something though that because there's always been these mic'd up moments where they show J.J. Watt, right? J.J. Watt mic'd up, and he'll go through the entire first quarter trying each offensive lineman, and then he'll go to the sideline and he goes, I like the left guard today. Is that something that you do as well?
Well, you'll find you're efficient. That's where you're going to try to stick there, but but you're going to get a lot of attention regardless. They're going to slide protection. They're going to try to find ways to slow you down so you don't have success to try to ruin the game. So definitely after this season, you got a lot more attention. I always say these teams made me work this year for my plays, so it come with it. They'll come with it. So you just got to keep working and keep trying to find ways.
It's
get free.
It's so interesting because being a dominant defensive lineman for so long, normally it was the outside guys, right? And the outside guys can rely on a one-on-one with the tackle and then maybe a chip from a tight end or a running back hitting them, but they know at least what's coming. You in the middle there. You literally have no idea. You could have three guys on you to even give a moment. And I assume, by the way, it's only going to get worse for you as you continue to go here.
Don't tell me that, man.
Aaron, I think you train with real knives.
Well, obviously, inside you got less space to work, and, you get a lot of hard slide protection, meaning, sometimes that tackle going to choke down before you block out with a hard over slide with the guard, and then the center's running over, hitting your hit right now. So that's a triple team right there. So, and the space we got as far as interior guys is only a little bit. So, just trying to find different ways to do movements and things to trying to free me up. It's definitely a headache. You get tired of it after a while, but like I said, it just comes with it.
You're one of the most dynamic athletes to ever grace our earth. That has to feel pretty good.
No, I appreciate that.
No, you really are. I would assume you would have been an incredible tight end or anything else you wanted to do. You played D-line and dominated. This 49er rushing attack. Okay, when you're on the defensive line. For instance, what they did to the Green Bay Packers, they rushed for 186 yards before contact last week or 2 weeks ago in the NFC Championship game. When you know that you're going to have a potential outright rushing attack coming against you, or at least a setup for it, does that change how that defensive line has to play, or are they just trying to make plays however they can make them?
You're trying to make plays. You got a game plan, you stick with it. You obviously you play with the guys, so you know how you guys play, and you're trying to play off each other. So you want to stuff the run, and once you do that, you get an opportunity to get after the quarterback. Once you pin them ears back and you get to, get after the quarterback, that's when you have fun. You do a lot of different things. You open up, start running a little bit of games, and you just get in mode from there.
Do you talk trash out there?
Yeah, you got to. It's football.
Early, or is it once you get in?
It depends. It depends. Sometimes early, sometimes, through the game, sometimes,
Does anybody engage back with you, or are they all just trying to say, like, Mr. Donald?
No, sometimes they talk back, so.
Who do you have a beef with that's an offensive lineman that he doesn't even know that you don't like him?
All of them.
First off, if you could say hi to your brother Archie for me, he gave me one of my 8 concussions.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Archie right there.
He gave me a concussion.
Hey, you gave this guy potential CTE. Thanks, man. In high school, that's very nice of you.
But you are so quick and so athletic, which makes you great on the D-line. Don't you think they could give you the ball on the goal line a little bit?
Yeah, why aren't you the fullback?
I've been trying for 6 years to try and get on the goal line package to get the ball. I used to play fullback growing up. I always thought I was going to be a running back, and then, I kind of ate myself out that position. So, I definitely, tried, but, they ain't letting it happen.
One of my favorite videos of this year, I think ESPN did it. It was a story about you telling your dad that he can hang up his cleats or something like that. It brought like actual tears to my eyes. I was like, man, that's a magical moment between you and your family. You got your brother here. Do you feel as if it's an obligation to almost give back not only your family but your community too at Penn Hills?
Oh, for sure. I feel like a lot of people help mold me to who I am. Definitely my family, my parents, for sure. So I had the opportunity to do for them and come back to Penn Hills and just do things for the city, period, and help the young youth coming up. That mean a lot to me because I remember being a kid and just seeing an NFL player was big. So just being there, sometimes I get to train with some of the young kids, get to just talk to them and just being around them. So, they see me outside of football and get to know me personally, and that kind of motivate them.
Do you have a locker at Pitt?
Yep.
And I believe
the weight room. Right?
You have an entire weight room, and then the one guy wears 97 because of you, I think, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go back and actually train them in the entire thing.
Yeah, Jalen, he was just training with me. He trained with me twice since I've been back. So
now, not that the end of your career is anywhere near sight. Is that something you'll get into, though, is coaching and stay in the game, or what do you think?
I never wanted to get into coaching. I think I will stay away from coaching. That's just.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. Right now it's just football, and then probably getting some business things from there. So.
How's LA, man? Everybody talks about Los Angeles getting a football team. Everybody thought, you know what? Los Angeles players won't be able to handle it. The Instagram Explore page is so deep out there in Los Angeles. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of options. I don't know how you guys have been able to stay focused on football out there in Los Angeles, but what is it like to be the team of Los Angeles right now?
Oh, it's good. Definitely you start, doing what you're supposed to do on the football field. You get a lot of support. Like you said, a lot of opportunities off the football field. Like right now I'm here with Pizza Hut, been working with them for 2 years now. So have the opportunity to be, open up and be with brands like that and get to, be a part of things offside of football. So it been good. A lot of opportunities. Being the Pittsburgh guys, it was different, the big city of LA and California, but I've been enjoying it.
Hey, we're a hard-working bunch of Pittsburgh, man. We are.
That is
a
mentality.
That is literally just in our blood, I think.
Yeah.
Terrible Iron City beer, and then you just become an absolute animal. Your favorite pizza, is this accurate? Banana peppers, sausage, and no sauce.
No sauce.
Oh, come on.
That's it.
Do you know how many
amazing.
Italians live in your in there's nothing but Italians in our part of the woods, right? Nothing but Italian people. Do they know that you order your pizza with no sauce? And have you done this since you were a child, or how does this?
I got into it from my dad. He used to get pizzas like that always from Pizza Hut. So it's just something I just I liked and I enjoy. So on my cheat days, I'm getting some Pizza Hut, and that's one of my favorite pizzas to get.
That's ours as well.
Yeah, big time. Every Friday.
Every Friday we
Pizza
do.
Hut for the boys. We do it every Friday.
There you go. Pizza and wings.
The wings, by the way, don't get enough credit at Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
I believe.
Amazing.
Hey, Aaron, you deserve everything that you're going to get, dude.
I appreciate
Worked your
you.
ass off. That story about you and your dad, I mean, it was the gym in the basement to what you're probably doing now. You built your own gym at a university downtown.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I remember I started working out when I was 12. I started from, working out at 1 o'clock, to, 8 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock to, in high school, waking up 4:30 in the morning before school to just work, So having a work ethic early, I feel like, it helped me to build who I am and become a pro before I was even, I always say my dad was get me ready to be a pro before we even knew what he was doing. So, getting that work ethic into me early, man, and it just kind of like, I just took it and ran and I kind of got addicted to it.
What type of music you listen to?
I listen to a little bit of everything.
Rap?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite rapper?
I really ain't got no favorite rapper.
Young Jeezy said what's up to me earlier. I just want to let you know. Ladies and gentlemen, the most disruptive player on the defensive side of the ball, potentially the NFL has ever seen, from Western Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh to be exact, Aaron Donald here on behalf of Pizza Hut. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Good luck with everything. Yeah. All right, we got to get to a break here. By the way, in person, hey, how much... this is like such a ridiculous question to ask you. We're still live. No, you don't have to have headphones on. Do we just do max out every day? Like, how do I...
No, I'm just working, man. Biceps, triceps, a little bit of core.
Like, did you lift today?
No, I didn't lift today.
Me neither. Thank you so much, Aaron. He is a specimen on the football field. Pizza Hut's the best pizza chain that there is. I mean, there was a massive battle in our office just a week ago. I'm happy to know that Aaron Donald is on my side. The snowman is about to dap up with Aaron Donald. Is this going to happen? Yep. Dap, full dap. Yep. Jeezy didn't do that for
People
me.
helping people.
Jeezy didn't do. I feel like we made that happen. I'm not sure we'll ever get thanked for it. Jeezy wanted a photo with Aaron Donald. He just turned his back on him and walked away. Oh no.
Pizza Hut waits for no man.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, he's the most.
Mr. Jeezy, you're the man. Hey, you are the best. You're the absolute best. Hey, that's Cuban Zeke. Cuban Zeke. Hey, next album, Cuban Zeke. I think we just got Zito an ad lib on Jeezy's next album. We have to get to a break because on the other side, we have Matt Patricia coming in. And there is a lot of, there's Foxy clapping in the background. Nobody else really got excited about it. Every guest that we've had has brought quite a crowd. I'll be excited to see Matt Patricia's crowd that comes in here because Lions fans are a faithful bunch. They are a one that is optimistic. And I think this year could potentially be the year that Matt Patricia takes the Lions to the next step. Ain't that right, Ty?
Is Rodgers retiring?
All right. We'll be back on the other side. Friday, January 31st, live from Radio Row. This is the Pat McAfee Show. on the carpeting here. We are live at Radio Row here on this beautiful January 31st, 2020. Tone Diggs is to my left. Ty Schmidt is to my right. Cuban Zeet and Foxy are down, manning the cameras and such. Aaron Donald just stopped by. He's a specimen.
I don't think you're supposed to look like that as a D lineman.
He looks as if he's just like a fullback almost, right? He's obviously not as tall as most people would consider, but he's the most stout individual I think I've ever seen in my entire life in person.
I would say, I don't know, 1% body fat, maybe.
Yeah, he was very thick. He dropped us off a couple pizzas here. He left his banana pepper sausage, no sauce pizza. And you know what? Pretty good. Pretty good. Ty went with the classic pepperoni.
I was going to say he's a nice enough guy to drop off a pepperoni as well. But what I was going to say is when you watch on TV, obviously those guys are big and everything, but you really feel like a scumbag when you're next to him in person. And it's like, this guy could eat me for dinner if he wanted to.
He could. And by the way, I believe Jeezy and Aaron Donald had a moment right in front of our set. I would like a thank you from both the snowman and the guy that trains with knives at some point for that friendship that I assume is going to blossom. Now, there is a chance that the words Cuban Zeet make it into the next Jeezy song, and that is something we should all look forward to. This is a very interesting place, man. People walking by with like whole crews around them, I have no idea who they are, and then as they get past you, you're like, oh, that's that guy. Oh, that's that guy. For instance, Lil Nas X has made this place his home. He has 45 people around him. He's wearing a cowboy hat. He's standing at maybe 6'10" right now at this point. And he is just roaming around. Hi, how's it going? I just waved to somebody. He's just roaming around doing whatever the hell he wants to do. This is a good time. What else is in the news that we should talk about? Tom Brady's going to be leaving New England. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that the Chiefs are going to win a Super Bowl this weekend. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that 5 of the last 7 Super Bowls hit the over. Don't suffer from what have you done for me lately Super Bowls, and remind yourself that last year's Super Bowl was a dud. Normally these get going high-scoring affairs. The over has hit 5 of the last 7. Diggs, what do you think?
Does it? I just want to go back for a second. Does it change your opinion on Aaron Donald that he didn't use real knives?
Yes. No. The video, yes. On Aaron Donald as a whole, though, I almost feel as if he's more of a monster than he was before after just getting a chance to dap him up there and feeling his body just... He's as solid as the table there, and he's probably, 280, 290?
Yep.
I mean, what a monster of a man.
But for this weekend, I'm having a really, really hard time getting a read because the Chiefs' offense is so good, but then the Niners' defense is so good. So I don't know who's going to win that battle. And then on the other hand, the Chiefs' defense has been like number 1 since week 11 or whatever. But the 49ers' rushing offense and offense in general is incredible. I don't know what to do.
I don't want to interrupt you there. Baker Mayfield is sitting right over here. He had an interaction with Rex Ryan earlier. I'm going to ask him how it went. How'd the interaction go with Rex? All right. Nope. All right.
Did he say what I think?
Yeah, he did. I believe he said it one. Baker, by the way, hair is flowing. He has a bracelet on. He looks very good. He's sitting at the set next to me. I think he said. I have not said it. Joining us now is the man who's the head coach of the Detroit Lions. I'm not going to say what he said.
Yeah, you probably can't. You probably shouldn't.
I shouldn't say it. My God.
Oh, get over here. How you doing, bud?
Good.
How are you? I'm doing good.
Ladies and gentlemen, formerly defensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. He is the guy, the mastermind behind the interception of Russell Wilson on the damn goal line. Now the head coach of the Detroit Lions, Matt Patricia. What up, Matt?
Thanks. Good.
I mean, you don't really need him, but
can
you can look professional if you want.
All right, we'll go.
All right. Hey, so this year, obviously injured quarterback.
Yep.
A lot of other things happen. Move a guy out of town. You have other things. You're settling in now for another year. Going into the final couple weeks of the season, what was your mindset for the Detroit Lions like for you? What was your mindset? Like, hey, we got to build to get better to propel into next year? Or were you like, I have no idea if I'm going to be here next year? What was the thoughts in your mind?
You know what? Honestly, for me, it's the same. You know, every week's the same, and the mindset was, hey, we got to go win this week. You know, and it doesn't matter who's out there. We got to try to figure it out, and we got to go find a way to win and be competitive. And, you know, it has to be that constant because, you know, all those guys are out there. They're the ones playing in between the white lines. And, you know, from my standpoint, I want to do everything possible to give them a chance to win.
What was that dude's name? Drew Plow?
David Blau.
You won a game. Yeah. The incredible coaching. I'm not knocking that guy. Obviously. But David Blau, I'm so sorry that happened. I thought his name was Drew for sure.
Yeah.
That's 100% on me. Boiler up, for sure. Okay, we have a diehard Lions fan down here, Evan Fox. Diehard. This guy.
Nice. Appreciate it. Thank you.
One of
Beard looks good.
Hey,
wow.
There you go.
That
was a massive compliment. Yeah, he's a head coach. So he was worried. He was very worried that because there was a sign of trouble, that the team was going to potentially go in a different direction. Whenever they decided to retain you and made it publicly, he was very, very excited. He was like, at least we're going to have a chance to see if a guy works, right? Because that's kind of been the move. What is the thing that you have to do to take the next step for the Detroit Lions, you think?
Well, and I appreciate that. Appreciate the support. I think the biggest thing for me, and look, I meet with Mrs. Ford and her family and the organization. We meet every week, and we talk about where we're going, what we've done, what we've been able to do. Certainly, we're judged by our record. That's just what it is.
The league.
That's what it is in the NFL. But we also understand we're trying to build something. We're trying to come in and we're trying to start with the great players that are here that we can build on top of, but also lay a foundation. Trying to get a roster that has guys that have been drafted by our organization that are still on our team. When you look at the roster and some of those things that you're trying to build upon, you have to do it from the ground up. So understanding that is a process, that is something we're trying to go through and do. And, for me, I'm excited to have another opportunity to do that because I think it does take time. You can't just come in and buy a team. I think if you could do that, a lot of these owners would have done it already, and it is something that you have to build. And that's what we're trying to do. So, I think that part of it's, I appreciate them coming out with that support for me. That definitely helps. But my mindset's always the same. It doesn't matter. Every day for me is just trying to get in the building to make sure I still got a job. So
I think
it doesn't change.
I think it takes bamboo like 5 years to grow or something like that.
Yeah, it's true.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's a great analogy too. And I think you obviously are doing some agriculture here. So I would say from that standpoint, the roots, right? What is it? Bamboo 2 years with the roots under the ground. You never even see it, and then the third year it finally shows, and it goes from there. So way to be on that metaphor. It was good.
Well, I'm a show host, man.
Yeah.
I am a professional radio show host. You see me here at Radio Row. Your team is a team that I think early showed glimpses of greatness. I mean, that Arizona Cardinals team, you guys tied them. A lot of people were talking about, like, oh, that was a tie. Towards the end there, that Arizona Cardinals team became a problem for a lot of people. For you guys, when you look at the division, right, Aaron Rodgers is not going anywhere, right? He's not going anywhere. The Bears, who knows what's going to happen with them. The Vikings seem to have found something. Yeah. What is it about that division you think is going to be able to get you guys over the hump?
Yeah, I think it's a extremely competitive division, and it's fun. The black and blue division, I'm trying to bring it back.
Let's go.
I love that physical style of football, and I think it's something we're all about, trying to get back to just being physical, being aggressive. And, I think there's great teams. They're all great. And all those games are, competitive for us, and we just got to find a way to win.
You changed, though.
I changed.
There's no Ticonderoga pencil on you right now.
There is no Ticonderoga.
Are you done?
No, it's in my hotel room, also sitting by my wallet, which I forgot too. So I'm good on both the boards. I'm down there at security trying to make sure they Google my picture so I can get in. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's me. Can you just
please?
I forgot my wallet. Don't make me go back.
Let's talk about the game this weekend. You've played in a lot of these games.
Yep.
What is the thing about coaching in the Super Bowl that people don't tell you about? Is it the week leading up about all of the ridiculousness that's happening outside the building? What is it about coaching in the Super Bowl?
You know what? You're probably spot on. I think there's a lot. There's a lot of aspects to this game that are just different. Certainly when you're home for the first week of preparation, the early part of the week you're dealing with tickets, you're dealing with hotel rooms, you're dealing with family, basically anything that's not important to the game. And then you go and you get back into those 3 or 4 days of practice, which is just grind it out, put the game plan in, get ready to go. You get down here for the most part. The first day, the media part of it's great. You start to feel the energy. Then you go back to practice, and then really Thursday night is about when the families come into town. You start to feel the intensity of the Super Bowl, and then the biggest part of the game that I think you don't realize is the game is actually 2 separate games. There's the first half and the second half. The ebbs and flows of the game are something that you don't have any experience of in the regular season. The first half, there's commercial breaks, there's ball exchanges coming in and out. There's all those things that just break up the game, and then you get to the second half and it feels like a normal game. The rhythm of the game's back to normal, and you have to be able to coach it that way. 2 different types of games and how you're going to approach that.
Do you ever think like Kyle Shanahan, for instance, he only had to throw the ball 8 times against the Packers to win that game. Do you think as a defensive guy, hey, this guy is probably sitting on 4 to 5 trick plays that they could potentially pull out of their ass because this is the last game. They're not going to sit on them for the rest of the offseason.
Sure.
Is that something you have to think about? And how do you even think about preparing for something like that?
Well, there's no doubt, and it's 2 weeks of preparation. So, you have 2 weeks to prepare. There's definitely something on tape that either you've given up or they've seen. They might have saw it in college football. It might be something that they're kind of working on that they say, hey, this is something we might have to pull out and use in the game that they're not going to be prepared for. And, you just as a defensive guy at that point, you have to just trust that your rules, your fundamentals are going to be able to handle it. Your players are going to be able to recognize it and go. But I think Kyle, knowing him very well, I think he does a phenomenal job with the game plan. And given, Jimmy, knowing Jimmy and just, letting Jimmy play the game that he can play to win that week. It'll be different last week than it is this week.
What was Jimmy like in running the practice squad?
Jimmy was great. I mean, he was out there. He was very, he'd come into my office. Hey, what do you need to see this week? What's the cadence look like? What's, how does he operate the huddle? He just tried to do everything he could every week to, to emulate the quarterback we were going to play. And, I remember Jimmy G, one of the biggest moments it was a preseason game against Washington. And, you get young quarterbacks as a defensive guy or a defensive coordinator, you're like, hey, let's dial it up. Let's go, let's mess with him a little bit here, But I remember the Washington game, he went in and that light bulb came on and you saw him out there making plays and you're like, wow, it's pretty unbelievable.
There's a guy here.
Yeah, there's a guy that can go out and in the game, he is dialed in, focused, and you could see everybody, especially as a quarterback, you could see those other guys on offense kind of rise up and we're like, okay, we got it, let's go. And that was a really cool moment that I just think we remember with him.
Okay, the old cliche is defense wins championships.
Absolutely.
But, hey, no, Matt. No. The rules have changed the game. The rules have changed the game in favor of the offense. It's a fantasy football world.
When did that? In the real game or fantasy? What are we talking about? Because I think
in the real world.
If you go back and look at number one defenses versus number one offenses or number one offenses in general in the Super Bowl, right? Scoring offenses, defenses, check that stat out.
So you're saying the Niners have a win here this week?
I'm not saying who's going to win. We're just going off some data.
So you're saying what I say, and this is my actual belief. My actual belief is that with the way the modern world is with the offenses, and I mean, fantasy football has impacted it. So has health, I believe. Sure. Opening up the middle of the field a little bit, more seams and stuff like that. I feel like the game is more shaped towards an offensive style of football.
Well, as a defensive coach, I would say the rules are probably slanted that way.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I would say points are important. I think people like to see high-scoring games if you're on that side of the ball. So certainly,
But you're saying if you have a smothering defense, it doesn't matter.
I think it doesn't change. I think if you can run the ball, you can stop the run. If you can do those things in playoff football and in championship football, you're going to put yourself in position to win.
Still, I bet so much money on the Chiefs. Why did you not tell me?
Listen, if Mahomes can run and they get that,
okay.
So
and they stopped Derrick Henry last week.
I mean, that's the deal. So you'll be all right.
Diggs, you got some.
Yeah, you have a great young wide receiver in Galladay.
That's a nice emblem right there.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I'm good now, but probably a couple years ago, a little bit upset about that.
He's wearing a Steelers gold chain, by the way.
Have you ever had like one too many one night and thought about calling Calvin Johnson and been like, hey, maybe come back for a year or two, help us out?
Yeah. The one too many at night, that's kind of something I'm struggling with in general right now. So, you know what? I've actually spoken with him numerous occasions. He's unbelievable. Yeah. He's great. I'm real appreciative of his help, his advice. Believe me, if I could get him out there,
sure, he still got
it. I would throw a couple. I would throw a couple to him right now. We'd probably go get him.
Hey, Coach, I am so thankful you stopped by here.
You have one of my good friends on your show.
Who?
Michael Frances.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
He won't follow.
The yuppie Don. He won't follow me on Twitter.
I mean, I don't follow you on Twitter either. That's because I don't have social media.
Well,
that's why.
Look around. See, he does.
Yeah.
Hey, that guy.
Yeah, it's my guy. He's the best. He's unbelievable. I've known him forever.
He came and spoke at West Virginia when I was there.
Yeah.
And I remembered his thought so much that whenever I came into pros, I was like, as soon as I get a show, I want to talk to that guy. He was electric on it.
He's the best, and it's a great message. It's a great story. Now, and what he's trying to put out there. He came to the Super Bowl when we were in Minnesota. He was great. Hung out with my family. He's a great guy.
He's Yuppie Don, by the way, like a made man in the mafia that turned his life around and is still alive. And somehow.
So you know where Hoffa is?
Where's Hoffa at, Patricia?
I mean, I am Italian. So
are you?
Oh, is it time to go? We got.
Are you Italian?
Hey, and Detroit. There's rumors in Detroit.
So is he very, very Italian, by the way?
I love it. Well, I see the horn. I saw the horn.
Yeah.
I noticed.
I didn't know you were Italian. I had no idea. Patricia?
It might have been changed a few times. You know,
Coach, good luck this upcoming season. I'm happy they kept you around for another year, as is Foxy and most, I assume, a majority of Lions fans, to watch you continue to build something special over there. Hey, be like that bamboo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, just
Plant the seeds.
the roots are growing. That was. I think you should tweet that out there.
Yeah, we already
That
did.
whole metaphor.
We
You
already did.
you
We already
got
did.
it. Well, let me say this.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for what you're doing. This is great. You've come a long way. You're like, you know, we kind of go way back and from battling on the field, but you're doing great, man. It's awesome. I'm proud of you.
We're not on that set.
Not yet, right? Not yet.
Hey,
Not
will
yet.
you? What's a motivational speech from Matt Patricia sound like? Do you motivate? Do you do them on a motivate, or is it like, man, you got to do what you got to do?
I don't know. That's probably good. Sometimes, you know, you walk out of meetings, you're like, what the hell did I just say right there? I'm pretty sure I dropped a few F-bombs that are going to get me in trouble. And, you know, you try to forget sometimes.
Hey, I'm coming fresh off of like 6 flights a week for the last 4 months.
Great.
And then the XFL season just begins next week. Is there any energy you could maybe give me to power through here the next couple months?
I mean, I think you got it. You got Pizza Hut up here. I mean, I can't tell who your sponsors are. I'm not really sure right now.
These aren't mine.
But, I'm just saying we got, you know, you rip a couple of those, it'll be all right. It'll be
Mountain
good.
Dew, thanks to the McCourty twins.
I saw them. You know, I didn't get the chance to say hello as they were walking off. I got to catch up with
Pizza
them.
Hut, thanks to Aaron Donald. He's good at football.
He's not bad, you know. Defensive tackle, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think,
You've heard of him. Hey, you should try to get him in Detroit. Then Smoothie King from Drew Brees.
Absolutely.
Basically told us he's not retiring, but maybe retiring. And then Carson Palmer right here with the Level Up CBD.
Okay. So is that the gift bag I get when I leave?
No, you brought us nothing. Look around you. It's a wireless world, and everyone needs, ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Detroit Lions, Matt Patricia. Thank you so much.
Thanks, fellas. I appreciate it.
I got to read this to make money.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
By the way, I didn't get invited to a single game this year.
That's not true. When you guys came and interrogated me, I'm pretty sure come back anytime. That's the invite. That's all it is.
Okay,
That's how
so
we
it's an
work.
open invite.
It's open invite all the time.
I'm walking in Ford Field tomorrow.
I'll be here. Be great.
All right, you're the best, man. Look around you. It is a wireless world, and everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds. And you already know Raycon earbuds start about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and that they sound just as amazing as other top audio brands. Raycon's latest model, the E25, is their best one yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design that gives you a nice noise-isolating fit. Raycon's wireless earbuds are so comfortable, perfect for on-the-go listening or taking phone calls. Maybe you should tuck this behind a Ticonderoga there. Unlike some of your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet with no dangling wires or stems. You've heard us talk about the company. It was founded by Ray J. You know Ray J?
Yeah.
Go on.
Keep reading. You're doing good.
And celebrities like Snoop Dogg, Cardi B, Melissa Etheridge, Brandy, J.R. Smith are obsessed with Raycons. Now's the time to see what the hype is all about. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/Pat. That's buyraycon.com/Pat for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buyraycon.com/Pat. We got to get to a break. We got another guest on the other side. It is Nate Burleson. You're listening to the Pat McAfee Show. I have no clue why.
You guys are great,
You
brother.
are the best.
I love you, buddy.
I'm so happy.
Nice job.
I'm so happy for you. Another year of building. I'm excited to see what you do.
I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. But you got nothing but time.
we got to start
Thanks for coming
somewhere.
by. Appreciate
good
it.
to see you. Yeah.
You're the right guy.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
No
Thank
problem.
you. Thank you. Thank
Hold
you.
on.
Yeah, we got to get one. Let's go. Let's post this.
Oh, look who it is.
You're the best.
Look who it
You got to
is.
send that to me.
You got it?
Yeah, you know you're welcome anytime. You can come to the training camp.
Oh, look
I would
who
love
it
to.
is.
Hang out for
I
a
don't know
couple
if I
days.
have your.
You want to sit in meetings or something?
A lot of those.
When I drink really hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here Friday, January 31st, 2020, just 2 days before the Superb Owl 54 kicks off down here in Miami. We're at Radio Row where all the stars come out. Speaking of stars, the man sitting next to me, to my left, not to my right, to my... Is that it? Is that
MC Hammer?
Is that MC Hammer?
That is MC Hammer.
That MC Hammer is
MC Hammer, what's up, baby?
Attaboy, MC. Attaboy. Okay.
Shout out to the Bay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
MC
We got real
Hammer
excited.
is not joining us, but Nate Burleson is. I'm happy.
That was a letdown.
No. Good Morning Football is must-see television on
Thank
NFL
you.
Network.
Thank you.
And you joining the CBS crew just smoothly is not something that easily happens. I think you are an incredible person who talks about the football on a daily basis.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot coming from you, man. You came out the gate, made a very tough decision to walk away from a game that loved you, and at the height of your career still could go back and play at any time.
True.
And you took off and got busy. I mean, have you guys ever seen Pat's breakdown of The Simpsons conspiracy?
150 million views.
That's what I'm talking about.
A lot of people have seen that.
Did you monetize that, by the way?
No,
Okay, all
because
right.
it's not our footage.
Yeah,
It's their footage.
That's true. That's true. Okay, all right.
But Nate Burleson, whenever you talk about the football, guy just got us in a selfie video. Young Jeezy walked by earlier, by the way. Lil Nas X, yeah. MC Hammer.
I saw Lil Nas X. He got a whole outfit on. He dresses.
He's 6'8", by the way, too.
I did not know that. Why did I assume he was like 5'7"?
Me too. But all the spectacles of this Super Bowl have been amazing.
Yeah.
For you, what is the biggest takeaway from this Super Bowl week that you have found? The biggest takeaway from this Super Bowl week? Is it no storylines? Is it the fact that Tom Brady just tweeted a photo that everybody's spent into a whirlwind? Is it the defense versus offense? What's the biggest storyline you think of Super Bowl 54, Nate?
The biggest storyline is, can the 49ers defense slow down the wide receivers for the Chiefs?
And what's the answer?
If we're talking X's and O's, and I say no. I don't think so
either.
Listen, everybody has a plan until the speed is right in front of them. I was at the Titans game, and I was sitting there on the sideline. It's freezing, it's 10 degrees, and I'm thinking to myself, there's no way that this group of guys, as fast as they are, can be fast in these conditions. And they were faster. They were faster. And you know what? The Titans were like this. All right, you know what? We're gonna rush 3 and drop 8. And then we're going to switch it up and go man and press the wide receivers. Nothing worked. You give that same group 2 weeks rest. In conditions like this, they're going to be flying. I love me some Bosa. You know what I mean? Armstead. The list goes on. All these different individuals that the 49ers have. But if you don't get to Pat Mahomes in a timely fashion, he's going to sit back there. And if you do decide to be bold and say, you know what? Let's just blitz him. Tyreek Hill is going to go over the top. He's scary, and I like to say it like a horror movie because he's going to see the coverage. He's going to see there's vacancy, and the Hills have eyes.
Well said.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, Hill has eyes.
Hills.
He sees the blitz, and he.
You do this for a living? Yeah.
I try.
Hey, you've had, 45 rap songs this year about the NFL on Good Morning Football?
Yeah. I'm like the Weird Al Yankovic of football recaps. They're like, Nate, another recap? Okay, all right. I need to drop a real album, though.
Yeah, why don't you?
I'm about to. I think I'm going to drop a single coming up this summer.
What's the name of the song going to be? You already wrote it, I assume.
Greed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Who's it about?
I think it's about myself. It's the transparency of allowing people to see what I saw when I was in the league. And you know how it is. You get the stage, you're a rock star. It's like nothing you've ever seen. You have a ton of money in your pocket. All of a sudden, you're a millionaire, and life comes at you fast. And if you think that life is accessible to you when you're 21, imagine being 21 and having 21 million. It's a whole different ball game. So I'm trying to get guys to understand that there's healthy ways to be greedy. You just got to feed different sides of you.
You know, Deal or No Deal made an entire game show off of greed.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Was that with the boxes, the briefcases?
Yeah. Should always take what the bank offers. They always want to go for
Really?
one more spin, and then it's over.
You go with the bank. You're not a risk taker.
I am a risk taker. Calculated risks.
Calculated risk. I hear
Retire from the game. Walk away from $6 million.
Yeah.
Hopefully sign for $6 million a year.
Yeah, it's true. But I don't think you walked away from $6 million, fam. I mean, you're talking about what you could have made. You were that type of punter where you would have made 60.
Yeah, but I play checkers, not chess.
Whoa!
I play checkers.
You reversed it.
How do I get right here to right here, right now? I live every day as if this is the last one. What's next? Let's beat that. What's next? Let's beat that.
And then sometimes you jump over somebody in the business sense, and you're like, "King me!"
Yeah, absolutely. Diggs has a question for you.
We watch you guys every morning on Get Up.
No.
By Get Up, I mean
Good morning football. Yeah, thanks for watching, man.
No, we do. Hey, by the way, I want to just because he's a buffoon doesn't mean we
I'm
do.
joking.
That was on Get Up this morning, so I had it in my head.
No, it's good.
Have you guys ever said no to a skit?
The answer's no. Like it's you know how you see behind the scenes of like SNL characters, our castmates, and they're like, oh, listen, we just pitch skits, and then most of them don't land. For us, we'll walk in at 5 a.m. and we're like, so I was thinking, we do a parody of. It could be anything. Nerds. It could be Rocky, what we did yesterday. It could be the dumbest idea in the world. If I have a little bit of a tie into football, they're like, good, green light it. It's 3 hours of TV, bro.
Yeah,
And it's so super early.
No, but the amount of creativity it is for you guys to show, the amount of skits, the way you only talk about football for 3 hours.
It's a Broadway show, bro. And now I got to be honest, it's exhausting because there's no like, oh, let me do that take again, guys. No, everything is live. And we're not reading off the prompter unless I'm up doing some big show, big act in front of the camera. But like most of the time, it's studying something until you can regurgitate it without stumbling through your words. And we do that for 3 hours, man. It's fun. And because of that, I think all these other doors have opened up for me.
Do you have any clarity on why, like, you guys' breakfast spread on Monday mornings is like the Four Seasons, and ours, when we do the show there, is like what they feed the pigeons and the bums outside the...
Damn. Well, here's the thing about
you
us.
like to answer
A little
that?
known fact is that none of our food is real. It's all plastic. So we don't
Oh,
have...
no, I've picked off you guys.
we eat your food.
In the kitchen.
Oh, you're talking about in the kitchen?
Yeah,
I'm talking about on the
catered
show.
breakfast, yeah.
Oh, yeah, bro. Like, that's
Yeah.
why I gained weight. Yeah. You know, shout out to Logan Swaim, who was part of Good Morning Football and now part of this networking brand. But, you know, I'm like, yo, like, Logan, you need to put some weight on, fam. You know, and he's just like, nah, I'm built like this. This is what I'm built like.
Nate, do you ever get starstruck?
I actually do, bro. Look, I'm here. I just saw Hammer Time.
Lizzo's over there, too.
Lizzo, I got to see Lizzo. She said she got a new man on the Minnesota Vikings. I thought she was talking about
Baker Mayfield is
just
here.
walking by.
Baker Mayfield is here.
Look how sexy that shirt is.
Bro,
oh,
look at his
my
wrist.
God.
Wait, he's got a bracelet, too. He's flexing on
He
his
said
wrist.
Miami. He said Miami. Come on.
Is that really what he said?
Where'd you get that shirt, Baker? Your girlfriend's closet? No, it's his wife, actually. I think it's his wife. I love Baker, though. And you know what? Everybody's talking about Baker. Like, he shouldn't be in commercials. He shouldn't be doing this. Bro, like, what do you want him to do? Turn it down? They act like him not doing a commercial was going to fix the offense.
I want to let you know, we're on your side.
I think he should practice less.
Like, Allen Iverson?
He's a Steelers fan.
But actually, I saw Rick Ross 2 nights ago. So I saw Rick Ross and I was like, hey, yo, Rick, I do the whole humble Nate Burleson thing. Big fan. He said, hey, I know who you are. I'm like, wait, time out. Rick Ross, you know who I am? He said, hey, keep doing your thing and keep giving them sermons on TV. I see you every morning. I'm blown away.
Hey, what if you get signed to Maybach Music? That could be your first album right there. Ooh, Maybach
hey, if I get signed to Maybach Music, I'm quitting all of my football-related jobs. I'm full-time rapper. Too many chains, fancy car, big house in the hills. I'm out.
Yeah, but the football world will miss you. You add something very special to the football world.
Oh, thanks, man.
And that CBS set, no offense to the rest of the set, they're like 95 years old. So whenever you get in there and bring a little energy, it's very nice.
I like how you got real emotional right there.
It's real.
It was like in the sentimental episode of The Zone, McAfee, he's honest with Nate.
Well, I had to say it, and I had to always preface it with, like, they're a good show, obviously. They've done a lot for the game. Bill Carr's one of our guys. He's a Pittsburgh guy.
He's a great dude.
But you have added and injected a nice young energy into that show, which is normally, not just theirs, all those pre-shows, normally a bit old and stale.
A little vanilla, if you will.
Oh, white.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Caucasians. You're talking about...
I add a little flavor, a little chocolate into that swirl. But no, hey, listen, man, I appreciate you, bro. And a long time ago, I remember you walking away from the game, and I thought that was a bold move. And then the first time you picked up the microphone, I said, oh, that's why you did it. You're calling, and like somebody told me a long time ago, you're going to make more money outside the game than you would have in it, man. So I'm right there with you, man.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, you can watch him every single morning on, is that CC Sabathia?
CC Sabathia in the house.
CC Sabathia is here.
CC's in the house.
We got like 10
guy.
seconds.
CC's son plays
hell of a
basketball, and he got skills. CC, what up, baby?
Hey, CC Sabathia's kid. Of course he does. 5 seconds. Have a great weekend. Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl. This has been the Pat McAfee Show from Radio Row. All right, we're out. Hey, good show. I appreciate you, man. Of course. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, dude.
You are awesome.
Appreciate it.